Hey, I hear you like nerdy podcasts. Well, welcome to the Brief Nerdy Podcast. I hear that we're okay at that kind of thing. So, yeah, welcome to another episode this week. Joining once again. I have no idea where that came from, but
That was
tried to
good.
make it
Oh,
up.
keep going.
Came from your insides,
I guess so.
the insides of your heart.
I was kind of trying to channel my inner Resident Evil 4 dude. What are you buying? But it didn't.
What are you selling?
Thank you.
I miss him.
Yeah, he should have become a reoccurring character. Well, anywho, I'm Ryan. I will be your host today. Joining once again is Trent and TJ.
Hello.
Hello.
How you guys doing?
Good.
Good.
Not ready for the 3-day weekend to be over yet.
I know. So sad. But hey, on the bright side, we got a lot of good stuff for you on this podcast. We're going to talk a little bit about the Far Cry 5 controversy. We're using my fingers to do the quote thingy. The new Friday the 13th game, Square Enix and what the hell they're doing, Game of Thrones, House of Cards, Wonder Woman, and a lot more. But first, what about those new Star Wars images we got this week, guys?
Incredible.
See, it's hard when you say guys, because then we're both gentlemen, and we
Right.
both want the other person to go, and then no one goes.
Well, we can make one of
Especially
you a
since-
girl. So,
Hey now.
Well, I can do a good lady voice.
beautiful. Beautiful.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Of course not. So Vanity Fair released some new images this week. A lot of good information, I guess we could get from them. I mean, obviously nothing too crazy, but Benicio del Toro's character looking rugged and maybe handsome, depending on your type.
Definitely rugged. I don't know about
We don't have a name for him yet, but apparently people. I guess he goes unnamed in the movie as well. I think is what I remember hearing at one point.
I hope his name ends up being Rugged.
I
Yep.
thought his name was DJ.
That's just what the people on the cast and crew calls him.
Huh.
But I don't know if his name is actually DJ.
What if he is a DJ?
Well, put on your
Eh?
tinfoil hat because people may not think he's very good at music, but people think the DJ stands for Dark Jedi.
Oh, I thought it stood for Donna Joe, like Donna Joe Tanner.
Whatever.
Is this the Star Wars Full House crossover we've all been waiting for?
Yes. No,
Whatever
sorry.
happened to predictability?
And just so you know, my groan was not for your comment. It was for the idea, like, it means Dark Jedi, because, they're totally going to be that obvious with...
I know. Yeah, totally.
Sometimes, like, Star Wars series just make me want to cry.
Don't forget Jedi is plural, so he's probably playing multiple characters.
And then the collector comes in, and he has a Jedi. He has Ezra from Rebels in a glass box.
Oh,
It's-
yeah.
It's the Marvel crossover. That's why Disney purchased all these things. So obvious.
Well, it's
Yeah.
obvious that he's Jar Jar Binks in disguise,
Oh
I
yeah,
wish.
I can totally see the fins now.
right?
I mean,
If you look
that-
hard enough, if you enhance hard enough, you see him
Enhanced meaning squinting at it.
really hard.
that DJ could be Dejar. Dejar Jar.
The
Jar
Jar.
Jar.
The JJ.
This is possibly the dumbest conversation we've ever.
Because it's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Oh, anyway, let's move on to the amazing stuff that is the Luke and Leia pictures together.
Oh, go on. List. Okay.
What?
Nothing.
No, I was done with DJ, so I
I got you. It's fine.
let's move to
Yeah,
something
that-
amazing.
That pic of Luke and Leia, like I could frame that and put it in my house,
Pretty much.
probably.
Yeah.
Even though I have very
So-
little pictures of family in my house, they'd probably be mad at me. But
And the one with Leia and her daughter is
Yep.
pretty amazing. I guess it's Carrie's
Yeah.
daughter, not Leia's
Mhm.
daughter. But
Yeah, so sad. Did they finally say that Leia did originally play a big part in Episode 9?
they
They
haven't
did.
officially, have they?
I think they officially stated that.
yeah, I think with around the time of these images, they said that
Do you guys have a
7.
source?
I could find one, but
Okay.
they said that 7 was going to be mainly Han's movie, and 8 was going to be mainly Luke's movie, and 9 was going to be mainly Leia's movie. I'm paraphrasing what I believe.
Yeah, I believe that's what I read too.
That makes me even more sad.
Yeah, the bummer.
Yeah,
Poor
lots of
Anthony,
good picks.
poor Anthony Daniels in that C-3PO outfit. Like, is he gonna die in that thing? Like,
Well, he's definitely going to be buried in it.
I mean, like, can't they CG him by now? Like, I mean, I know
Well-
they want to go authentic and everything, but
Oh no, he wants to be in the suit. Have you not heard that story?
I would
yeah,
like to
I've heard
hear
him
the
tell
story.
it, but then I also hear him get mad at Alan Tudyk for being a CG K2SO.
I don't
And
know.
wasn't he also mad at his red arm?
Yeah,
Well, I couldn't tell who he was at first.
Which-
So
that's interesting. In this picture, there is no red arm.
yeah, he doesn't
Yeah.
have it at the end of episode 7.
He also doesn't have a silver leg.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they fixed that too.
What?
They were like years ago. They're like, all right, C-3PO, we got your leg, but we'll just wait to do the.
I
whole
love
procedure.
gold.
I love only gold.
It's so funny because the DLC for Lego Force Awakens has a whole level dedicated to how he got that red arm, and it's really, really good.
really.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
I don't know which came first, that or the comic story.
I think they might have been released right around the same time, but it was
Yeah.
like one of the most moving like parts of that whole game. Like it was, even though it was like Lego, it was genuinely a good story.
Hmm.
Very sad.
I'll also try to play in that because the comic was good, but the art, I really didn't like the art in that comic, so it made it very, very distracting.
Oh
from
yeah,
the
I
story.
don't remember the other DLC levels being anything that memorable. But that one in particular, if you could play that one, it's definitely worth it.
I also like these casino picks. Look like a high-class cantina scene going on.
Oh yeah. Didn't they say something about that too? Like in that article, something about how that is basically like another cantina, but an upscale one.
Yeah, pretty much. That's kind of the way that they're treating the scene in
Yeah.
some ways.
Like the rich people of the universe.
Yeah.
I still find it's a little jarring to see like big name actors though in these new roles. I'm not like saying I'm against it or anything, but it's weird seeing like Laura Dern and then like Benicio del Toro. It's like it's hard to like see them as Star Wars characters. I'm sure they'll blend right in the movie, but seeing these pictures, it's like, huh.
I think
Doesn't
Woody
feel Star
Harrelson
Wars
in the Han Solo movie is going to be the big hurdle for me.
That I
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah,
agree.
that's true.
Not saying it won't work. I mean, I'm sure they know what they're doing, but yeah, that's a big hurdle to get over.
I have a really hard time not seeing Woody Harrelson as himself in every role that he's in.
Yeah.
So that and a new casting of Han Solo, it's going to be a big hurdle for them to get over.
Yeah. But Crispin Glover's okay.
He is okay.
Not Crispin Glover, Donald Glover.
I knew who you were talking about.
I mean, I wasn't referring to Star Wars. I was just saying Crispin Glover, like he's okay, just
Yeah.
as a person. But Donald Glover, he'll make a very
Isn't
fine
Crispin
Lando.
Glover like the dad from Back to the Future?
He is.
Yep.
And if you
Okay.
ever get a chance to look up the controversy behind Back to the Future Part 2 with him, it's a very good read.
Oh, I've
Yeah.
heard of. Yeah, I've actually read into that before.
Yeah.
They like used his likeness without his permission.
Yeah,
He's not in the movie, obviously, but he basically is.
right.
But he
That's
was
why I
upside
think
down
that-
and
yeah,
had lots of
that's
makeup.
Yeah, I think that's why he's upside down the whole time.
You can never
Uh.
know.
Anyway,
Yeah, Star Wars is going to be here before we know it.
speaking of
Yep.
controversies, no, I'm just kidding.
Let's
Taking your
go ahead
segue
and-
away from you.
It wasn't a good segue, I promise. So, but we're gonna segue into our round robin for the week. So we're
I
gonna
thought we
do
were just skipping it. I was like, oh, okay, I guess we're not doing that.
No, I just forgot until I saw your question marks here. So, so the round robin for the week, we're gonna do, drumroll please, our favorite Dreamcast game.
um, I never had a Dreamcast and don't remember playing one. So
This was very well thought out.
I know a friend of mine showed me this cool looking like airship RPG thing, like where you're, playing an RPG and there's airships involved, and that was cool. That's all I remember.
I'm like
Let's
kicking
see.
myself right. Skies of Arcadia. I
Oh, is
bet
that what
that
it
was
was?
it. I bet that was it. Yeah.
Are you a Diablo fan, Trent?
The game, not the.
Not the being.
Like not the demon. I'm a huge fan of the demon. No, yes and no. I liked
Okay.
it back in the day. I'm not a huge fan of it today.
Well, I'll pretend you said yes. I love Diablo, and then I'll say, well, if you love Diablo, then I would assign you your favorite Dreamcast game, which would be Record of Lodoss War, which is a very, very Diablo 2-esque dungeon crawler that was exclusive to the Dreamcast.
Huh.
This should be our round robins now, where someone else picks the other person's favorite.
Yep, I think Skies of Arcadia is the one that I saw. So that I'll say that was my favorite Dreamcast game.
Well, that's a
Well, there you
great
go.
game. That's a
I
very
saw it.
popular game.
I saw it played a couple times.
I have
Cool.
an unopened copy of it for GameCube. It's super rare
Ooh,
Ooh.
that might be worth something.
because I actually
Something
bought
real
it
nice.
new, and I never opened it to play it, and then I eventually kind of moved on from the game. Sitting there unopened, then I'm like, I should just probably not open this because it's already like super rare and going for $100, even back in like 2005 when I made that decision. So
Wow.
That's silly.
yeah. So what about you, TJ? What's your favorite Dreamcast game?
Well, I have fond memories of the Dreamcast despite never owning one. That was one of those consoles, like alongside the PS2, where it came out and I asked for it for Christmas, and then they were very hard to find, so I never got one, and then I just kind of moved on. But there was a long period of time where a friend of mine let me borrow his Dreamcast, and he had a ton of games, and I seriously think I had his Dreamcast for like well over a year. So yeah, I have a lot of fun memories. That was the system that brought a lot of 3D arcade games to the home. Like you didn't
Yep.
really see that until then. Like Crazy Taxi, one of my favorite games ever. Like playing like an arcade perfect port of that was awesome. But I would have to say, for exclusives, I have fond memories of Toy Commander. I don't know if any of you or either of you have ever seen that.
I know Toy Commander. Yep.
Yeah, that was an early Dreamcast game, I think. But basically, you just play as little toy vehicles like cars, planes, helicopters, and they have machine guns and missiles and stuff. And all of the settings that you battled in were like a house. So you'd battle in like the kitchen or the living room. I just thought that was really neat, and I never really saw anything like that at the time, at least in 3D. So
Did you ever play Fur Fighters?
I am familiar with Fur Fighters, but I never played it though.
Very similar concept, just with teddy bears blowing each other up.
Sure. The only teddy bears I have fond memories of blowing up are in Conker's Bad Fur Day.
I knew you were going there. Teddies. I hate these guys.
We played that Storm the Beach mode, my friends and I. I couldn't even tell you how many hours. That was
just-
so amazing when it came out.
Just the whole multiplayer in Conquer was amazing.
Oh, it was. All the different modes. And that's why it was so great when they remade that game for Xbox and completely got rid of that multiplayer.
And added like a third-person shooter online multiplayer because that's what it needed.
Yeah.
To be
But
fair, that
that-
wasn't bad either, but the old multiplayer was definitely better.
Yeah. So yeah, and I was debating between Toy Commander and Shenmue because I specifically remember Shenmue coming out, my friend getting it, and we played through the whole game, and I remember thinking games will never look or get better than this. This is it. We've reached the peak.
It's funny. I thought the same thing when Mario 64 came out. So,
Wow.
I know,
Well,
right? Even my friend was like, "What? Yes, it does. You can look
I've-
much better than this." I'm like, "Nope,
I've-
nope, you can't."
I've never had that thought.
Yeah,
I'm waiting until it gets like perfectly life real, and then we'll just all live in the holodeck / Matrix / VR.
Brought to you by Facebook.
well, what about you, Ryan? What's your favorite Dreamcast game?
I am gonna have to go with Power Stone 2. Definitely.
Okay.
Have either you played or know of the Power Stone games?
Oh yes. Oh yes.
It's kind of it's definitely a multiplayer. It's definitely a multiplayer game. It's a multiplayer game and it's really 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 fun. I kind of like to think of it as the Dreamcast's own kind of Smash Brothers.
Yeah.
But you kind of run around in a 3D arena and punch each other, and you kind of try to grab these crystals and use them to score and stuff like that. So
Yeah,
It was a lot of fun.
it was 3D, but it had almost like an overhead view, like an angled overhead view. So it was
Yeah.
just like a big square arena, but there were weapons you could pick up and stuff. Crazy cast of characters, kind of similar to Overwatch, if you wanted to compare it to something nowadays, just as far
Yeah.
as the character.
And I believe the only thing it was ever ported to was the PSP.
Yeah, I
I
think
think
you're
it's the
right.
only other console that has it, so
Yeah.
it's disappointing. It needs a reboot.
Since we're on the topic of Dreamcast, and I don't know if we'll ever get back to Dreamcast, before my
Probably
friend let me borrow his, a different friend got a Dreamcast when it came out, and he had some games for it, and the only problem was he could not find a VMU memory card. So everything we played, we would have to play like in one sitting, get as far as we could, and then he'd either have to leave it on or we'd have to start over every single time. Because those VMUs were like impossible to find.
I did that with my PlayStation, but not because they were rare, just because I was a kid and not able to afford one at first. I spent all my money on the PlayStation, and I was like, oh, I'm out of money now. Oh, I need a memory card. Crap, I've been playing N64 for too long.
It's so funny how companies would even like make that happen. Because I remember PlayStation 2, it was really hard to find memory cards. Nintendo 64 was like that for a while. Everyone had to resort to getting third-party memory cards, and they would always fail.
Yeah.
I think GameCube, like some of those were hard to find. Like you could find the smallest ones, but not some of the bigger ones. And
then there
weird.
was the eventual dilemma on the 64. If you had a game that required a memory card but also had Rumble Pack support.
Oh yeah, swap
Well,
it in and out.
what do you do? Because sometimes if you swapped it, you'd mess it up and your save would get corrupted.
That's
Yeah,
right.
There's special moments where it's like, okay, take out the memory card and put in the Rumble Pack now. Okay, switching back and
Right.
so on.
There was a third-party company that made a memory card Rumble Pack, and that was just an abomination.
Whoa. That sounds amazing.
Yeah, it sounds amazing. You're correct. It was not amazing though. It was awful.
You know what's also not amazing and pretty awful? Apparently, this Friday the 13th game that just came out. Oh, snap.
Hey, you watch it. You watch it.
Sorry, had to do it. So, for those who don't know, recently, this past Friday, the Friday the 13th, the game was finally released. And it apparently has some issues. But I'm going to kind of turn it over to TJ since he's the only one of the three of us who actually has owned and played the game. But take it away, TJ.
Yeah, so I heard about the issues going into it, but a lot of the issues weren't widespread because basically the main problem the game's having is the server. It's a very small development team that made this game. For those of you that don't know, it started off as just like a summer camp game with like a killer. So basically Friday the 13th without the name Friday the 13th. I guess the Friday the 13th people got hold of it. It was a Kickstarter or something. They were like, no, this is awesome. It needs to be Friday the 13th. Here's the license. Like, have at it.
That's
So
cool.
yeah, so this small company then got this huge responsibility, and they finally released the game. Everyone's been anticipating it, and the servers are just getting annihilated. Ever since it came out on Friday, it's been really hard to get into matches. Some of your progress doesn't save. Some people are losing their progress. But I can say when the game actually works, it's really, really fun. The concept is, if you're listening, you haven't looked into it, 8-player online multiplayer, 7 camp counselors versus Jason. The camp counselor's goal is to work together or work on your own, whatever you want. There's different ways you can escape the camp before Jason kills you. And then if you're playing as Jason, your goal is to just kill all the counselors. So it's really fun. It's a concept that works very well, but it's very buggy, very glitchy. But like I said, when it works, it really is a good time. Like they nailed the feel of Friday the 13th.
See, I think that's kind of just like the biggest tragedy because it's such a good idea in its core, in the concept.
Yeah.
But the execution just didn't really turn out, I guess.
But see, the execution, it didn't for now, but I really don't think it has anything to do with the gameplay. Because I did hear what you were talking about before, Ryan, where some people were like, it's so much fun to play as Jason, but man, playing as a counselor sucks. And I went into that with those expectations, but Jason is more fun to play, but it really is fun when you play as the counselors. I have not played an online game with strangers in as long as I can remember. I can't even tell you the last game I did that. Normally, I only play online with friends, but I finally jumped into the strangers, like the quick matches and stuff, and I've come across a lot of really cool and fun people to play with. So it's got that going for it. It's got a decent community.
Well, nice. Well, here's hoping that they get it patched out, because I'd still like to try it, but not in its current form, I guess, right now.
Yeah,
Personally.
they released a really big patch today, and I think there's another one coming in tomorrow and Wednesday, depending on like PC or console. But yeah, they fixed a ton of stuff today. I was really surprised. But yeah, definitely, I would say I wouldn't tell everyone that's interested to get it right now. Like you said, just wait till they iron that stuff out. But once they do, like, give it a shot. I'm really surprised. I was afraid it would get boring very quickly. And I know it's only been a weekend, but from what I've played, I've really, really enjoyed it. I have no regrets.
Well, good. Good to hear.
Yeah.
So in other news this week, there was a bunch of Far Cry 5 announcements. I believe they showed off a new image of what the cover art was going to be, as well as they released the first trailer. It's going to take place in Montana, and a culty religious, is it okay for me to say white supremacist group, seems to be the villains.
Oh, I mean, that's what it seems like, so I guess
I
it's
don't know
okay
why.
to say.
Yeah, I don't know why it wouldn't be okay if that's what
I don't know.
that's what it actually is.
I don't know. Today's world of politics, you never know. But so yeah, it's kind of sparked a mild controversy from some groups, thinking that it's not going to be okay to shoot religious white people in a Montana, I guess. What do you guys think of that controversy, with my quote air quotes again?
Well, you go first, Trent. What do you think?
I mean, I'm still trying to wrap my head around what exactly the controversy is. I mean, is this group of people just not liking the idea that the bad guys are closer to home than they're used to, or like
It's probably part of it, because Call of Duty games, the Modern Warfare ones, you're usually in the Middle East shooting those kind of people. In previous Far Cry games, you were on
Those kind of
island, you were you were on islands,
yeah. I mean,
shooting
it's.
terrorist groups and
I
stuff.
think this is a little bit of. I don't know. I don't want to use the phrase because a lot of them are charged, but the phrase that comes to mind is white fragility. I mean, we're so used to, like, if we have white bad guys, they're Nazis or Russians, or some other group like that, and then we get you really used to like the bad guys being, like you were saying, like for Far Cry Primal type stuff, or Middle Eastern people, or African terrorists or whatever. I mean, there are white people that do bad things. Like that shouldn't be a surprise. I don't understand why this is a thing.
Well, I think it's maybe not even just the white people, but it's the religious part of it.
Yeah, I think it is more the religious side of it.
Because in places like Montana and just generally in the United States, Christianity kind of tends to be the number one religion, and obviously the game isn't pointed straight at Christianity. Some would think just the between the lines, it could be portraying a fictional version of Christianity, which some could perceive as a threat or offensive.
I just feel like when video games have controversy like this, I feel like a lot of it stems from the people that still associate video games with kids. I think
Yep.
a lot of people need to get past that and realize that. What did they say? I mean, did you guys hear that recently? They said like the average gamer is like in their early 30s, I think.
Yep.
Yeah, it's something like that. But I feel like a lot of these people that complain just say, it's not appropriate for kids. And I mean, there's so many adults that play games. This kind of takes me back. I know this controversy isn't necessarily around race, but it takes me back to the Resident Evil 5 days when they showed off that first trailer for Resident Evil 5.
Exactly what I was thinking about.
Yeah, and so many people complained like, "Oh my gosh, they're killing African Americans," and they ignored the fact that the two main characters are white and black, and they're in Africa. It takes place in Africa, so they got so much pushback on it that they had to add, I think there's some Asian like enemies in the game. There's white enemies. Yeah, I think they had to add like every other race, and it's like, well, it's in Africa though.
Yeah, I mean, this Uproxx article that we were kind of using as a base of this is when people are literally crying white genocide. that like people are going to be excited about murdering white people in a video game.
Yeah, I really don't get it, and I really wonder like how big the outcry is. Like I mean, that's the problem with the internet. Even if a few people complain, it has the chance to get out there and turn into a big ordeal. It's always hard to gauge exactly how many people are really upset from something.
If anything, from the poster, it looks like we're going to be murdering the family of Duck Dynasty. But I don't know.
Is that a bad thing?
No, I mean, well, yes. No, I mean, like, it's just that's the kind of image that I get from the poster. I just don't understand. I mean, all the Nazis you've been killing are mostly white, like, and though they're known as being white supremacists. So, like, are we just mad that that there's the American flag on there, and they're white supremacists, and then with the Bible and like that whole thing twist together? I don't get it.
Yeah, and I think like on your character's back, they like spray painted Sinner or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Either way,
I feel like
I'm gonna have
it's
fun shooting
too early. They showed one trailer for the game. It's way too early.
I just know I'm gonna have a lot of fun shooting him when it comes out next year. So
I just don't know. Especially like I don't know how much of this is like controversy. Like the article shares like less than a dozen tweets. So I mean, like, is 12 people tweeting a controversy, or like, are we really seeing like how? I want to know what the percentage of like people who are actually tweeting this are.
oh, it's probably less than 0.1%, but you know how vocal some can be.
Yeah.
Right, but I mean, like, if less than 1% of people are screaming on Twitter, that's not a controversy. That's just Twitter.
That's why I had my invisible air quotes when I said controversy.
No, I know.
Hey,
I'm more getting mad at Uproxx for like, it's like, hey, look, this thing's going on. Let's call it a controversy.
Hey, sites got to get
touche.
clicks. Got to get those clicks.
Kind of like the clicks when IGN said that, oh, guess what, guys? Kingdom Hearts 3 and Final Fantasy 7 remake are planned to be released maybe in the next 3 years or so.
That's like the equivalent of a weather report.
Right.
Like, oh, there's a 60% chance of rain today.
Hooray!
It's like with weather, all they have to say is there's a 1% chance of rain, and then if it doesn't rain, okay. If it does, oh, you hit that 1%. It happened.
Or with Square Enix, guys, they should say, oh, it's a 1% chance this game's going to be released in the next 10 years. And
So you're saying there's a chance?
yep.
Yeah, I don't know. Until the companies actually come out and announce a release date, knowing that even those can be pushed back, I'm just not worried about it, personally.
Let's see,
I don't know
remind me.
if you guys are the same way.
Yeah, do you remember when Kingdom Hearts 3 was announced? Was that 2013?
It was a while ago. I don't know the exact year, but it was a while ago.
I remember I was watching E3 with a friend of mine, and he got like so excited when Kingdom Hearts 3, when that trailer showed and they announced it, and I kind of just like sat there and I kind of chuckled, and he was like, "What?" And I'm like, "You realize like how long it's gonna be till you play this game?" I'm like, "But this is coming from Square Enix, the company that announced Final Fantasy 15 in its first form back in 2006,
Yeah.
and it just came out last year."
Well, I know a lot of people use this example, but look at what Bethesda did with Fallout 4. They announced it for the first time, showed it off, and then it's like, all right, and it comes out later this year. And then it did. It's like, I just wish more companies would do that, because I think it was the E3 before that where all these games were announced. Like, remember Shenmue, when they announced Shenmue 3, and people lost their minds, and they're like, oh yeah, we're going to do a Kickstarter for it. So that means they didn't even start on it yet.
Yep.
Yeah, I wish everyone would be like Bethesda. Like, how long do you need hype for?
Yeah.
Then it becomes a joke after a while.
No, it really does. And I mean, I feel like Rockstar is kind of guilty of that too, because all their games always get delayed. So at this point, Red Dead got delayed, and I don't think anyone made a big deal about it. Everyone's like, oh, well, yeah, it's Rockstar. It's going to happen. It was expected.
Yeah.
I would not put money on the fact that game's going to come out in the spring of next year. I think it's going to be holiday next year at the earliest.
That big a push?
I really think so. I don't remember the history of Grand Theft Auto 5, but I believe that got delayed multiple times.
I'm just upset that it's not coming to PC initially. So I won't be picking up when it comes out. Anyways, I'll be waiting a year later for the inevitable better PC release.
But you're not
Yes.
going to play it on your Scorpio?
Well, I just fell for that for Grand Theft Auto 5. You know, I bought it on Xbox 360 and didn't buy it on the next gen consoles when it came out a year later. But then 2 years after its initial release, it finally comes out on PC. Then I bought it again. So
Yes.
I'm going to throw in a quick new segment here, video game confessions, and I'm going to make the first one. I've owned multiple Rockstar games, and I've never finished the story in one of them.
really,
Yeah, I think, and I'm not saying anything bad about those games. It's just those games are full of side missions, like most games are nowadays. But I would get so sidetracked. I always felt like I had to do everything before progressing in the story that it would just get to the point where I get so sidetracked that I just give up. Like the original Red Dead. It's funny because did you guys play Red Dead?
Yeah.
Did you
Kind
finish
of.
it? Okay.
No.
yes, I finished it.
So I got to the part right before you cross into Mexico and stopped. I stopped crossing the river and then I never went back to it. And then so many like best video game moments of all times was when you enter Mexico in
Yep.
Red Dead. So yeah, that is my confession. I support Rockstar games. I think it's really cool what they do. Their worlds are always impressive, but I've never finished one.
That
What
was
about-
true with me and Bethesda games until Fallout 4. I had started and not finished Fallout 3, Skyrim, Oblivion, and Morrowind, and never finished the main storyline.
You know what, Trent? Actually, I'm in the same boat. That is the exact same situation for me. I think I started Fallout 3 3 times, and I love that game. And I think I put like 60 hours into it, like 2 of those times, but never beat the story.
Especially like with Skyrim, there's so many good side storylines. Like I've completed entire arcs of things like the College of Winterhold and the Thieves quests and the Dark Brotherhood and all that stuff. I've just never done the main storyline because it always seems boring compared to the other cool like side quest stuff.
Which is funny because the main storyline you could beat in like 2 hours if you just focus on it.
Right?
Well, it's funny. I hear that about Witcher 3. Like, I hear the main story's okay, but all the side missions are incredible.
Totally.
I've heard that too. We were talking about that last week, I think.
So I've 100%ed Skyrim. I 100% Grand Theft Auto 4 and 5. Really surprised me what you said on 5, TJ, because 5's story is just not about the story itself, but the campaign itself is just so high quality compared to any other open world game out there.
Yeah, and I remember I really enjoyed it. Like, I played it a lot, but I don't know. I think other games came out, and I was just ready to move on.
Yeah, can't blame you there.
Have you, Ryan? Have you finished Fallout 4?
Story, yes.
So, I mean, to 100% Fallout 4, you kind of have to finish it 3 different times. Have you done all 3 of those, or?
No, I just did the one. I don't know what you're talking about. Just where you choose to side with at the end.
Well, but it's not just. I mean, it becomes cut off from the other ones a good bit earlier than the end.
Oh yeah, you're right. But no, I went with my one faction and stuck with them through
Who'd
the
you
story.
choose? Just out of curiosity.
That's the one that your son is at.
Okay, the Institute.
Yeah, them.
Yeah. Same.
Same
So.
here.
It's funny. I'll talk about this a little bit later, but I'm actually back into Fallout 4 because there's a bunch of DLC that I never got around to trying, and I want to play it without mods this time, so I actually get achievements on Steam. And so I think I'm either going to be going with the I'm probably going to go with the Railroad because the Brotherhood makes me want to kill myself. And all of them.
I wasn't a big fan of the Brotherhood.
I wasn't a big fan of the Railroad at all. I enjoyed killing them.
But see, even that, I played through Fallout 4. I think I put like 120 hours into it, and I bought the season pass. And every time new DLC came out, I was just like, I'll wait till it's all out, and then I'll go back into it like it's a brand new game. And
Yep, that's kind of where I am right now. Like this is my going back into it finally.
So I might have told the story on the podcast before, but I had a bad experience with Fallout. Again, pretty much Fallout 4, just only because of myself. So
I had a bad experience.
So like I told myself like, okay, like I enjoyed the hell out of Skyrim. You know, it was the first Bethesda game I really, really, really got into, and I was like, I want to do the same thing with Fallout 4. And so I told myself kind of what kind of TJ said before, like, okay, I'm going to do every side quest I have available to me before I move on with the main mission. And I'm going to start just at the top of the quest list and then go down, skipping the story mission. Well, guess who was always at the top of the quest list?
The main
Take a
story.
guess. Nope.
I don't know.
Oh, the Preston.
So that
Is it his name?
Garvey? Was it
The-
Garvey?
The guy
Preston
from the
Garvey?
settlement.
Yep. Hey, another settlement needs your help. So I kid you not, for probably 5 to 10 hours,
Oh man.
I did nothing but that. And I was like, Jesus, is this guy going to ever run out of quests?
No, that's the
Yeah.
whole point.
I didn't know that at the time. And so
I did something similar with there's those two Brotherhood of Steel people that you meet at the police station in Concord.
Mhm.
Their quests are also those kind of quests where they just like they spawn random stuff at random places, and I didn't know that. They're called like Nova Quests, I think, or something like that. And I just kept going and going. I was like, man, is this guy gonna run out of quests and things for me to do? Like, should I just leave him and go on to the main stuff? So yeah, that's pretty funny.
So yeah, I got really sick of that. So I'm like, screw it, I'm just doing the main story. And then I had gone all over the freaking map for this guy's protecting the settlement. So I had fast travel markers everywhere. So I did the main quest. I could just like fast travel directly to where I needed to go every time. And
There's some really cool. How much did you guys get into the settlement building?
I did a lot on the first one, and then I realized there was like 6 or 7 settlements. I'm like, nope, not doing this anymore.
Oh, there's so many more than 6.
Oh, I'm sure, but
Seriously, there's like 20 or 30.
yeah, I discovered like 6, and I was like, nope, I'm not doing this. You guys could go to hell and die.
There's some
for all
really,
I
really
care.
cool ones. I think I fully built up and like fully, because my guy was based on charisma, and your charisma base is your like how many people you can attract to a settlement. It's like charisma plus some other stuff or whatever. So
Mhm.
like I fully built up like 3 or 4 settlements and like had all their defenses designed and everything. It's like crap. It's like I'm not actually playing the story of this game. Like I should probably get back to something else.
You're
Like
playing The Sims.
I could play just that, like just base building and Fallout 4 for like as its own game. It was
It took me
great.
a long time to figure out you could like scrap whole houses.
Well, that's the annoying thing is I come back and find out that there's still a lot of stuff that they haven't done, like those really big like bushes that are in the like all over the
Mm-hmm.
first neighborhood that you build in. You still can't get rid of those things. It's like great, so I can tear down this giant tree, but I can't get rid of a bush,
Just burn it. Wink, wink.
and it clips into your houses, and it's stupid. Anyway, that's my Fallout 4 rant.
So, anywho, Final Fantasy VII Remake and Kingdom Hearts 3 are not coming out for a very, very long time. And if you think it's coming out anytime soon, you need to check yourself.
You need to readjust your expectations.
Yep.
Well, I love like the only footage of Kingdom Hearts 3 that they showed was like a battle with just random enemies, and then I think like the tower from Tangled was in the background, and that was it.
Yeah.
It's like,
and
why are you
same
even
thing with-
showing anything at this point?
all the footage of Final Fantasy VII is like within like the first like 30 minutes of the game.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's
And
like
that are they still doing the multi-release for that game, like like different
Episodic?
chapters and stuff? Yeah.
they haven't said anything different yet.
Yeah, and who knows? I mean, they might have determined by the time it actually comes out that's no longer the cool trend of thing to do. So, they might
Well, I
not
love
do
their
it anymore.
excuse for that. They were just like, the game, it's just too big. It's just impossible to make into one game now. It's far too big. We need to split it up.
It's too big.
Like, what are you talking about?
That's what she said. What?
Yeah. Well, also is too big.
Oh,
Are you ready for this? My
Yep.
hype for Game of Thrones. That wasn't very good. I'm sorry. Yep.
Yeah.
I set you all up for nothing. The new Game of Thrones trailer came out this week, and it looks amazing.
I saw some pictures.
You didn't see
about
the
it.
trailer?
No, I'm not really a big Game of Thrones fan.
You're fired from the podcast.
All right, I'll see you guys.
Are you any kind of Game of Thrones fan?
I've seen episodes here and there. My wife watches it, so
What did
yeah.
I?
I'm not. I can't
I'm
get
so
into it. I'm not even knocking the show. Like, it's a fine show.
confused by this.
I just can't. It's not for me.
I'll be honest. I didn't really like it until the end of season 1. Like I was just watching it because I was like, man, this show. Everyone won't shut up about this stupid show, so I'm gonna watch it. And I'm like, okay, so there's some stuff, and there's a family, and they're traveling, and that little kid's a dick, and
Well, see,
okay.
I did not see a single episode from season 1, and a lot of people have told me that might be why I don't like it, because season 1 was like so important for setting up all these characters, and that's how you really get to know them. So
Yes, I would
I
agree
don't
with
know.
that.
I'll be honest, I'm probably never gonna watch it though.
That's silly.
TJ, it's my second to Breaking Bad show. Come
Yeah,
on.
they're gonna have like 3 spin-offs that everyone's gonna be talking about, so you gotta
Four, Trent. 4. Come on, get it right.
only one's gonna really launch.
Man.
Well, maybe I'll do it like Breaking Bad, and I'll watch it 4 years after the final season.
There you go.
There you go. I'm fine with that.
Well, either way, the trailer was great.
So you what? 2022.
Sad.
No, let me just reiterate though, I have nothing against Game of Thrones.
No, that's fine. You're fine.
Uh-huh. No,
I can't watch everything, okay? I
Here I
can't.
was thinking we were going to be friends, but I mean, I guess
I mean,
I'm
it's
shocked.
basically just Lord of the Rings with sex. That's all it is.
Yep. Yeah.
Sex and more than one drink.
Lots and lots of boobs.
Yeah.
And a few wieners too.
Yeah, but they're not good.
Well, even so, the day
I want that on a shirt. I want that quote on a shirt. Ryan on the front saying, yeah, lots of wieners. Trent on the back, yeah, but they're not that good.
That should be our first
HBO.
brief nerdy swag.
There you go.
The first brief nerdy merch.
Well, the trailer itself got, I think it said 30 million views, 61 million views in the first 24 hours.
Wow.
So it was very popular on YouTube.
I'm not surprised. I mean, they did some teases up until then, and everyone's like freaking out. I was like, this is literally just dialogue and scenes from the first few seasons. There's nothing new. So when they finally announced the new one, I was like, oh, good, awesome, new stuff, and I was really excited. But
Well, we got 7 episodes of this season, and then they also announced recently that the final season will have 6 episodes. So we have 13 episodes of Game of Thrones left.
Yeah, but didn't they say every episode's going to push the story further, like a lot quicker than the other
totally.
seasons? So.
yeah, basically, so like up until now, it's basically been episode 9 has always been the crazy one of every season, and then this time they're like, it could happen in any episode of the season or all of them, and I'm like, okay, guys, tone it down.
I believe it. I eat it up. I'm like, yes, give it all to me on my face.
Oh, okay.
But anyways, I'm excited. It's going to be good.
I'm also very excited.
Also, as part of my favorite shows, House of Cards is tomorrow. Are y'all caught up yet, Trent?
Nope.
Sad. Let's have a moment of silence for Trent not being able to start House of Cards tomorrow. But not really, since it's a podcast, that'd be weird.
Right. One of the silencers going to get cut out automatically by their podcast listener.
Yep.
Podcast player. I can't talk. I quit. I'm done. Bye.
Well, look, everyone's leaving.
with TJ getting fired and Trent leaving, this is the Ryan Show. But anyways, but yeah, I'm excited. It's probably going to be one I binge. I don't binge shows very often. Even shows I really like. I tend to watch just an episode or 2 a day. Usually while I'm eating or so, and then move on to something else. But I think House of Cards I'll probably be finished by the time the next podcast happens. So I'll definitely give you guys my impressions on next week's podcast. So TJ, you gonna watch it too?
I don't really like shows about gambling and stuff. So
I mean, it's got cards in the title. I mean, come on.
no, I have not seen it.
What is that accent you're doing?
I don't know.
Reminds me of Robot Chicken accent for some reason.
Yeah, I don't know. You're bringing up all these shows that I don't watch, and it makes it sound like I don't watch anything.
Well, you don't watch anything apparently because you don't watch some of the best shows on television. So you might as well just be watching the CW verse exclusively.
Well, here I'll try and add to the conversation. Is it normal for Netflix shows, like major Netflix shows, to launch on a Tuesday? I thought they all launched on Friday.
I don't know, and it kind of frustrated me. I had this whole Memorial Day weekend where I didn't do anything besides like hang out, play a few video games, and do yard work. And so I could have just binged House of Cards all this weekend, but no, they have to start it on the new Monday this week,
On
which
a
is Tuesday.
Tuesday.
So
Yeah, see, that seems kind of weird. Like that's like it's such a tease. Like, oh, hey, you're gonna have a 3-day weekend. Well, guess what comes out after that weekend is over?
the only thing I think of is that they didn't want to compete with the box office, like because new Pirates movie, and there's one more that came out. Oh, the Baywatch came out this weekend too.
And
so
then Wonder Woman comes out this weekend. What?
woo!
This is maybe a stretch because I don't know if they would actually go this far for the theme, but like elections always happen on Tuesdays, and I know that's very politically based. Does that have anything to do with it?
It may. I mean, minor spoiler alert: what's going on in the show is the new 2016 election. So
Right.
Oh well, you know what? Since we're on the topic of Netflix, how about that Castlevania trailer? Did you guys see that?
No.
I did not. I saw there was a trailer, but
Yeah, Netflix is getting an animated Castlevania series. I think it premieres July 7th. Yeah, it looks pretty sweet, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
I'll be honest. Like I got in my head when I heard they were making a Castlevania show that it was going to be live action, and then when I heard that it was animated, I got really disappointed. So I may not watch it. I don't know.
Cartoonist.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just feel
the number of animated shows that I like can probably fit on one hand.
No, I'll give you that. I understand that, but then I feel like a live action Castlevania would need such a big budget to work.
But it would be so campy. It'd be so good.
Yeah.
Like
I just want to see
vampires and castles and action and blood.
and full turkeys hidden in candlesticks.
Exactly.
That's what I want. I
You guys know that Alucard is just an anagram of Dracula.
I learned that in the Monster Squad. Okay.
My mind is blown.
I know.
Yeah, but check that out. That trailer is pretty cool. It starts off, it's a little campy because they show like an NES, like a live action NES, and then there's a cartridge sitting on top of it. And I think there's cartridges for like other Netflix shows, like if they were NES games. And then they put in the cart, and it's the Castlevania trailer.
Yeah, I'll definitely have to watch that.
Yeah.
I have so many other Netflix shows I'm trying to catch up on that it'll probably fall to the wayside.
Yeah, I have no idea how many episodes it is or anything, but we'll see.
Indeed.
Well, cool stuff. So, Trent, what you been playing lately? You mentioned a lot of Stellaris and.
Wait. But what about Wonder Woman? I know we just mentioned it a little bit. Are you guys excited?
I'm so excited and so nervous all at the same time.
It could go either way.
I need it
Most
to not
good.
to be Batman vs Superman, the sequel, in terms of how it's received and how well it does. I've been hearing so many good things from people that I trust online and not just like, general hype. I don't know how they felt about Batman v Superman, but one of the YouTube critics that I subscribe to, she's usually pretty tough on every film, and she said that she loved this one. And so I'm really like, I don't know if it's just if she's caught up in it and just loves it no matter what, but I'm so excited and so nervous. And I turned down early screening tickets for Tuesday because my friends and I made plans to go see it Thursday, and I want to hit myself.
You should have did like we talked about before on one of the previous shows, how you go and see it Tuesday and don't tell your friends. And then go Thursday and be like, whoa, I didn't know this was going to happen.
I'm an overshare on social media. There's no way that it would have lasted 2 days without them knowing that I went to see it without them. Someone would be like Facebook, either be like, oh my gosh, that's so amazing. Or be like, yeah, so that was okay.
See, I'm not sure when I'll see it. I'll probably see it on a matinee over the weekend.
It needs to do good. Go see it on a Friday.
Did either of you see Pirates?
No.
It got critically panned, so it's now a wait till it comes on video for me.
I'm still going to see it. I just don't know when.
I think I might be doing the $5 showing. That's what I've settled on.
I loved the first movie, but I really wasn't a fan of 2, 3, or 4, so I really just don't feel like going and seeing the theaters.
I look at these a lot in the same way that I look at the Fast and the Furious movies. I just set my expectations Yeah, that one too. I set my expectations super low, and then just have fun, and just watch Johnny Depp make a fool of himself, and then that's entertaining.
See, that's what I did for the fourth one because I did not like 2 or 3. I think one of those I saw at a midnight show, and it was just torture. I think it was the third one because it was also like 3 hours long.
But
It
there's
was
so many
terrible.
good like quotable lines, mostly from the second one. I can't quote the third one as well, but like, I got a jaw of dirt, I got a jaw of dirt. It's just, I don't know, it's just so funny.
Yeah, I
Right.
mean, I didn't think they were terrible or anything. Like they definitely had their moments, but I went into 4. I think I saw it just on a whim, like I whatever, let's go see it, and I did enjoy it with that mentality that you're talking about. So I'm definitely going into this one with the same mindset.
Yeah, I
Indeed.
really did enjoy 2 or 3. So, and I saw 4, and I think I may have liked it a little bit better, but I don't know. 2 and 3 just got so convoluted.
I
Yeah.
just, I guess I have hope because they're saying this is the last one. Like I think that's pretty much set in stone. So we'll see.
Yeah, hopefully. So
I mean,
the last one with Johnny Depp,
I don't know
maybe.
how much I trust that until. I mean, it's just Hollywood's thing. Like they even called the most recent Resident Evil one the last chapter, and I'm like, yeah, they'll make another one.
Well, they've already announced they're rebooting it, though.
I know
So,
they're trying to top Avatar. They got 6 movies planned for this reboot.
Wow, really?
Yep.
yeah.
Is Mila Jovovich going to be involved?
No.
All right, I'm done. I'm out.
I I
Bye.
would. I just wish that they would go like the route of the games. I mean, I know they don't. I'm not saying they have to do those stories exactly, but it's like you have it all mapped out for you already. Just follow that progression.
I'd be
First one
very
in the
happy.
mansion, second in the city. I mean, come on.
Haven't we said that about like every video game movie adaptation idea ever?
Yeah.
And that reminds me, is the Resident Evil franchise the most successful video game to movie franchise ever?
Successful, yes.
Yeah, I think so.
But also the best, right? And there any that are better? So
I
can
know
actually,
you guys mentioned this last week on the show that there are no good video game movies.
Except
I
Angry Birds.
I personally like Silent Hill. I do like both of those movies. I don't think they're the best that they could have been, but I really do enjoy both of those for what they are.
I enjoyed the first one. Never saw the second one, but I thought the first one was fine, I guess.
The second one is definitely a lot more campy, but in a way that makes it feel more like the games. Like some of the line delivery and stuff, some of it's so bad that I think it was on purpose because it sounds just like the games. So,
Yeah, I had forgotten about Silent Hill, so
Mm.
that's a pretty good one.
yeah, that's probably one of the better examples. I just it falls off my radar because I don't do scary stuff,
yeah.
and so I just don't consider that as a mainstream one.
Sure. Yeah, I feel like a lot of people forget about those.
That reminds me, a friend of mine, I told him I was replaying Fallout 4 again. He's like, "Oh yeah, you're doing it with the like the super creepy mod." I was like, "Yeah, that's something I would do."
What's the super creepy mod? What does that do?
I don't know. It's like it's a mod that turns Fallout 4 into a horror movie. Kotaku actually covered it yesterday. It's called Pilgrim, and it like turns Fallout 4 into basically a lot like Silent Hill.
Oh, interesting.
Like it just makes everything super creepy and adds like atmosphere and some extra stuff to it. And yeah, I'm like, you know what? Fallout 4 is creepy enough for me. Like the first time I got chased by like a band of feral ghouls, like I nearly like had to run out of the room. I was like, oh god, like I don't even remember how to bring up VATS or anything. I was just like flailing and pressing the mouse button to shoot the gun, and like spent all my ammo to kill like 4 ghouls.
Nice.
I was like, well, that was a thing that just happened.
So Pilgrim, eh? I'll have to look up some vids on the web. Check
The
that out.
interwebs.
Huh.
Yes.
So, Trent, I understand you've been playing some Stellaris along with your Fallout 4 achievement run.
Lots of Stellaris. I talked a little bit about it last week. There's a Star Trek New Horizons mod that I've been playing with it, and I've got a multiplayer game going with a couple friends, and then a single player game as the Federation, and it's a lot of nerdy fun, and yeah, I poured probably at least 20 to 30 hours into this weekend. So it was pretty
Wow.
great.
You must really
Yeah.
like it then.
Yes. It's easily the best Star Trek game that I've ever played, and I can't tell if I like it better than the base game of Stellaris, but it's definitely different enough that it feels like two different games almost. I mean, like obviously
That's cool.
they're completely the same engine, and a lot of it's just reskinned, but they've changed enough of like how ships work, what they cost, some of the ship design stuff, and the research things. And I haven't run into any massive bugs yet, even though it's still technically an alpha. So
Well, it's just nice that a mod like that can bring you so much immersion into one of your favorite franchises.
I know, right? And I love that that's not being like attacked by CBS or anything, which has been a thing that a lot of Star Trek stuff has been lately. And yeah, I didn't get into mods until like 2 years ago ish, even though I've been a PC gamer for a long time, and just the amount of depth and extra gameplay that they add, and just the crazy amount of time that these guys put in for no expectation of payment or anything. It's crazy to me, and I love it.
Yeah, it's so cool that that's a thing that exists. Because you're right, these people put so much time and effort into that stuff, and they don't get anything for it. They barely even get any recognition for it.
Yeah, like
So
seriously, if I ever like if my life ever changes completely and I run like a gaming industry thing somewhere, like I'm just gonna go find modders and offer them jobs because they're incredible.
Well, you're incredible too. Don't
Oh,
forget
thanks.
that. Well, all this news of Far Cry 5 this week got me remembering that I had purchased Far Cry Primal on a sale months ago. And so after Prey, I was finding myself between games and was like, oh yeah, let me boot up Far Cry Primal and give that a shot. So I've just played a few hours into that so far. And it's okay.
But Ryan, it's just a reskin of the fall. I can't even do it. It's just a reskin of the Far Cry 4 map. That's all it is.
Yeah. I mean,
I just love how that game came out. No one knew that, and then like everyone was playing it, and then when people found out about it, like way later on, then they got angry.
It's like finding out that restaurant in Denver or like in the middle of Colorado somewhere fed you like deer beef or something instead of, and you're like, oh, that's awful. It's like, well, you liked it at the time.
I'm kind of on both sides of the fence. So my absolute favorite Fallout game is Blood Dragon.
Ooh, Fallout Blood Dragon. I love Fallout Blood Dragon.
It was.
Do you love Fallout, Ryan?
Oh, dang it! I did.
All right, well, you've both done it now, so. You're welcome for me talking about that.
So you love Far Cry Blood Dragon?
Yes, Far Cry Blood Dragon. I really, really loved. And that was a $20 or $25 expansion or so, where they just basically took Far Cry 3's engine, added a bunch of 80s neon colors and T-Rexes to it, and made it awesome. And then again, only charged you $20, $25. I can't remember the exact price for it. Whereas I feel that Far Cry Primal started out to be something similar, but then they just simply padded it up a little bit and then charged the full retail price for it. Is kind of what I feel it is. Not that I complain. I think I paid 15 or 20 bucks for it, so I'm obviously fine with that. But I could see why people were mad, because I think people kind of had that assumption, but then Ubisoft straight out came out, oh, this is something brand new, and then they find out it's the exact same map from 4. So people are like, I don't think it was worth the amount of outrage, but I could see why some people would be a little irritated.
But see, then it's getting back to what we said at the beginning of the show, like that outrage. Was it really that many people that complained about it?
Probably not.
Yeah.
Either way, it's not like I memorized the map for Far Cry 4 back when I played it, so.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't remember anyone ever playing Far Cry 4 and going, oh my gosh, this map is so special. I'm going to always remember this map.
Imagine if they release a new Zelda game and it's just the exact same map again.
I feel like they have to use that map again in something.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's pretty much all I've been playing.
Cool.
What about you, TJ, besides Friday the 13th?
So Friday the 13th, I would like to share two stories that I had because I feel like I was
Sweet.
thinking back on the description that I gave of the game earlier, and I don't feel like it does the game justice. So I'll share two fun, memorable stories that I had when playing. So one game I was playing with my brother-in-law, and he was following me. And if you don't know, in that game, the chat is all proximity chat. So you can only talk to people that are close by, and if they get too far away, like they get quieter and quieter. You could find a walkie-talkie, and then you could talk to anyone else that has a walkie-talkie. So, like, chat is very important in the game, and
That's cool.
yeah, it's really neat. I've noticed there's a decent amount of people that don't play with a headset, though, and honestly, playing without a headset, I don't really understand the point. Like, it does take a lot of the fun out of it. So, my brother-in-law was following me, and he kept going like, TJ, hey, TJ, wait, TJ, and I'm like, you gotta be quiet. Because if Jason's close by, he can hear you. So sure enough, Jason heard it, starts following me. My brother-in-law veers off to the right and jumps into the water. You can swim in that game, but so can Jason, obviously. Not little boy Jason though, because he drowned. So I guess Ghost
Isn't Jason
Jason.
like afraid of the water though?
No, he's been in the water in a lot of the movies.
Oh, okay.
So, anyways, he goes into the water. So I go, hey, Jeremy, did you just go into the water? And I see Jason stop, turn to the right, and then immediately go in the water. And at the end of the match, every counselor lived, but it said Jeremy drowned.
Nice.
Oh, that's amazing.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I thought that was great.
That's
and then
pretty,
another, what's that?
That's pretty awesome. Just like throwing your friend under the bus to live. I love that. That's
Yeah, and see, like, I know the game's not perfect, and, hopefully it gets even better, but it's situations like that where, regardless of how many problems a game has, like, you can have moments like that, and it makes it fun and worthwhile. So, the other story I have, as I said, there's multiple ways to escape. You can call the police, and then the police will get there in 5 minutes, and then the police will appear at one of the exits, so then you can run to the police. There's a boat, but you need to find a propeller to fix it, and then gas, so you can gas it up, but the boat only seats 2 people. Another way is there are 2 cars. There's a 4-seater car and a 2-seater car, but the cars need a battery, gas, and the car keys. So if you find those, you can get in the car, and you have to actually like drive away, and Jason can stop the car and whatnot. So I was working with someone. I found the battery. They found the keys and the gasoline. We go to the car. We meet up. I put the battery in. He gasses it up. He's like, all right, we're ready to go. Another counselor was standing there. They had a machete. The car was only the 2-seater car. So the person with the machete continued to hack me until I was dead. And they got in the car and took off.
That's awesome.
So I knew going into it that counselors can kill other counselors, but you don't want to do that because the way I see it, the more counselors that are living, the more distractions Jason has.
Yeah.
So the better chance you have getting away. So I never think to kill anyone else, but that's the desperate times call for desperate measures. So that person felt like that was the way to go, and sure enough, it saved their life. So I couldn't even get mad at that.
I might need to play this now. Dang it, TJ.
Yeah. So once again, situations like that can make the worst game fun. And that was with strangers. Besides that time with my brother-in-law, it was with complete strangers, and it seems like a great community. I really do recommend the game. Just go into it knowing that it's kind of broken right now, but I feel like it will get better.
Dang it, now you want to play it.
So that's interesting. On the other end of the spectrum, a game that is a complete waste of time, I don't know why I'm playing it, but I have been, is Magikarp Jump on my phone, on iOS. It's on iOS and Android. It is a Pokemon game. You get a Magikarp. That's all you get. If you don't know, that's the one Pokemon that's absolutely useless. It can splash, and that's it. And you raise a virtual Magikarp pet. So it enters jumping contests, and your goal is to jump higher than the other Magikarp. and when your Magikarp loses, when it's fully leveled up, if it loses, it gets forced into retirement, and you have to take your old fishing rod and fish for another Magikarp and raise it to jump higher than the last one. There's almost zero gameplay involved besides feeding it. You're just going through menus. And for some reason, I've been playing this game ever since it came out last Wednesday. And I don't know why. I think because I'm an idiot.
Masochist is more what I'd say, but
Yeah. I think I'll stick with idiot though, because I can't recommend this game to anyone. So don't get it. It's free, but don't get it.
do not get it.
How bad does a free game have to be that you're like, no, just don't, just don't get it?
Well, that's the thing. I can't even say it's so bad that why would anyone play it? Because I'm playing it, and I don't know why.
It
So
happens.
I guess if you want to see how high you can get a Magikarp to jump, then I guess you could check it out.
We'll see. So what you been watching, TJ?
Oh, I've been watching The Leftovers. As I've mentioned on the show before, we're down to one final episode, which is it airs on Sunday. Still one of my favorite shows ever made. This season has been very, very confusing, leaving you asking a lot of questions. But I feel like I might have a good grasp on what's going on now, and hopefully the final episode, kind of wraps it all up. I don't think it needs to answer everything, but yeah, it's such a great show. Like, I'm just hoping, Ryan, because I know I've been telling you like you need to watch it. I just hope it wraps up in a good way, so I can say with confidence, like, yes, watch all 3 seasons.
Good.
So,
I look forward to it.
yeah, but that Silicon Valley, it's still the one show that makes me laugh out loud consistently.
Are you all caught up?
Oh yeah, all caught up. Which I heard, for those that watch the show, that TJ Miller is leaving after this season.
Yeah, it makes me sad. He's one of my favorite characters.
Yeah, kind of surprising. I don't know. I don't know if we'll ever know the whole story, or if it is just he wants to do other things, or I don't know. But yeah, that should be interesting. I think the show will still do well without him, but it really will be missing something when he leaves, so.
Well, the article I read just mentioned, his film career is really starting to take off, especially with stuff like Deadpool and Deadpool 2, and other things like that. So.
Yeah. So, and yeah, he's, like you said, he's a great character on the show. He's very different than all the other characters too. So we'll see. But yeah, Survivor ended. I know you guys have been watching that. I thought it was a pretty good season. A lot of shocking moments.
Yeah, I was happy with the winner.
Oh yeah, me too. That moment though, where I forget her name, when she was forced out. Suri, because there were no other possibilities. Everyone else was safe. Like, everyone else had immunity, and that's never happened before.
That's crazy.
Yeah, she had to go. Like, there was I think even Jeff Probst was like, "Yeah, I'm sorry. Like, you just have to go. There's nothing else that can be done."
Yeah, that kind of like I get that it's such an unusual thing, and the likelihood of it happening is pretty low. But I'm not a big fan that it did happen.
I can understand that.
I mean, because no one voted for her. And, like, to go home literally through something. I mean, it just goes to show you that the game of Survivor has an element of luck to it, as well as a lot of skill and everything else.
Yeah.
But it's she was so close. It was her 4th time, and I like her a lot. I was just like, it's gotta just like tear your heart out.
Yeah. And even for Jeff Probst, like, the way that he reacted and like the shout out that he gave her and stuff, he doesn't really do that for very many people.
No, definitely not.
And I want to give a shout out to him. I really think he's one of the best like game show hosts of all time. Like, Mark Summers is one of my like top 3 like favorite people ever. But Jeff Probst, I think, is up there with game show hosts in my book.
I've heard a lot of bad stories. I've heard a lot of bad stories about Mark Summers, though.
No, I don't even want to hear them.
Okay.
Don't ruin this for me.
I won't. But yeah, Jeff Probst is pretty awesome. I just want to say I feel sorry for Troy Zan during the whole finale. I know, but I mean, like, it's not like he deserved anything more, but I just like when someone like finally acknowledged him, he's like, "Oh, I'm here too." Oh, but thanks.
He didn't really do anything though.
I know. I just thought it was funny.
Yeah, but yeah, and then Fargo. This season of Fargo, I haven't seen season 1 of Fargo. I saw season 2, and like the seasons loosely tie together. I mean, there's definitely some tie-ins, but you don't need to see all the previous seasons to start watching one. Season 2 of Fargo is some of the best television I've ever seen. And season 3, I think we're on episode 6. I think episode 6 aired last week. it had a really rough start. I wasn't really invested in many of the characters, and I really didn't know where it was going. But this past episode, I was like, okay, this is the Fargo that I know and love. So it's awesome.
Very nice. All right, what about you, Trent?
In terms of shows,
Yeah,
let's
what
see.
you been watching lately?
I'm almost done with The 100. I just realized that it finished this week, and I haven't seen it yet. I'm excited because I binged like 4 or 5 episodes last week, and so it's about to be done. And it's an incredible show, and I can't wait to see how the season ends. And it's been renewed for another season, so that's exciting. The Amazing Race is wrapping up. Same thing with Survivor's over now. RuPaul's Drag Race will be over here soon. So a lot of my, spring reality shows will be over, and I'm assuming that means that Big Brother will be here soon, and I'm really excited for that.
I think it's June 28th, I think.
Yes. I'm so excited. I mean, I already subscribe to the CBS All Access, which means I get the live feeds and stuff too, which is always fun. So yeah, I'm excited for that. It'll make my summer fun.
I love Big Brother. I only started watching it, I think, like maybe 3 seasons ago, and
Nice.
I didn't watch it because I had no idea what it was. I guess I didn't really understand it. Like the image I had, or like the concept that I thought it was nothing like it actually is. Like I didn't know that they even like played games against each other and like eliminated people that way. I thought it was just a bunch of people living in a house and they just, decide each week who goes home.
Well, that's what the first season was. Kind
Oh,
of.
it didn't have the games and stuff?
No, the first season was very different, and it was based on the original German or Swedish version. I can't remember which one was the first one. But yeah, like they would basically just like kind of pander to America all week, and then I think America would vote in like the bottom 2 or something like that, and then the house guests would vote or something like that.
Oh, wow.
So there was no immunities, no power of veto, no head of household, none of that stuff. And then season 2, they completely changed it around. So much so that like people who do like comparisons and statistical evaluations and stuff, they basically consider the show to have started with season 2.
Oh, wow. What season is it on now?
It depends on if you consider BBOTT, which is Big Brother Over the Top, which was their online only season that was this last fall as a season. If that's the case, then they're about to hit season 20, but I'm assuming they're going to call this one BB19 because Big Brother Over the Top was also very different, and then America chose the winner and all that stuff. So
yeah, we didn't watch that one.
Yeah, it was okay. It had a really unsatisfactory winner, in my opinion. And it was completely different. Like America had way too much power, in my opinion. But oh well. I'm excited for this one.
Yeah, me too. I'm looking forward to it. I know one of the past seasons, I think it was the one before this, I wasn't too crazy about. But the first season I saw was the one where Derek won, and I thought that was a great season.
Oh man, that's actually, all things considered, kind of a boring season, just because he had so much control over the game. Like he was never even threatened, really. So.
Oh well, that's true. Yeah, I could see that.
I mean, he played so masterfully. Everyone was just like yawn. But no, I liked it too. I think Derek is a really good player. I liked this season after that when Vanessa was in the house and like the poker player. And like she almost got to the end. I was rooting for her.
Oh, really?
You didn't like her?
No, I did not.
That's okay. She's a very polarizing player, so.
Because then her sister came the next season, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, she was one of the twists in the next season where the 4 players came back. And I loved that one, even though a lot of people hated that Nicole won. But I thought it was great. I love Nicole, so.
Yeah, she's great. But see, to me, like that was kind of like I was like, oh, really? Like Nicole won? I mean, I do think she's great. I do like her, but
I think she played a really good game, and people didn't give her enough credit. But this is not a Big Brother podcast, and Ryan's like falling asleep on us over there, I'm sure.
That's okay. What you guys like, It's okay. We talked about Dreamcast stuff earlier, so it's
Dreamcast and Resident Evil and all kinds of stuff. Anyway,
all kinds of stuff.
so yeah, bottom line, I'm excited for that to come out. I'm excited for a lot of these shows to be over so I can catch up. We'll see how many I can catch up on before the fall.
What?
Huh?
Are you planning on doing the CW
Yeah, I'll be catching up on all
DC
those here
shows?
soon.
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna finish the 100 and then Riverdale and then White Collar, and then I'm gonna go back and do all the superhero shows. No, not all
Cool.
of them, just those 4. But
Yeah.
because Gotham can die in a fire.
Yeah.
Did you see Stephen Amell was on Ninja Warrior?
Yes,
I did see that.
He did so good.
Yeah, that's cool.
He was just like,
I mean-
I could do this, and just did it.
Well, a lot of his fans were asking him to do it, and he said the only way I'll do it is if it's got to do with charity. And so they, I don't know if they did this because of him or just happy coincidence, but they had the Red Nose charity night thing. But still super cool, and just goes to show you that he definitely takes his training for Arrow very seriously, which is cool.
Yeah, I thought that was really neat that he did that.
So yeah, the CW had all their finales this week, or at least the DC shows did. Flash was just bleh. Not excited for where it's going or what they're doing with it.
A lot of people, I haven't seen it, but a lot of people were like raving about the Arrow finale.
The Arrow finale was really good, with just the asterisks I'll put on it. It's the same complaint I've said on the podcast already, is that the villain in...
I don't know how much I want to know about this.
I won't go into... I mean, like I said, I've already said already, but the villain...
In Last Action Hero?
No. Skyfall, where he's kind of like always like 3 steps ahead of Bond, and everything Bond does, even when he's trying to catch him or whatever, he falls him right into his trap. I meant to get captured and I meant to do this, and you're just following the steps of my plan perfectly. The villain of Arrow is like that, except it's been going on for like a half a season, and so it's just for me it just became a meme unto itself. And then like when it all kind of came to fruition in the finale of like what this guy's plan was, I'm just like, really? So you knew for like the past 6 months that Arrow was going to do this and 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 this leading up to this finale? Really? That's like it just got way too ridiculous for me, and so that took me out of it. But besides that, it was a good finale. Definitely the best of all the DC shows. But it just got just a little bit to the point of ridiculousness, in my opinion. Though he was a good villain, and the show got better after season 4, and Flash got a lot worse. And Supergirl's finale was fine. Don't think I'm saying the wrong thing here, but they just went a little bit too far with the girl power, I think, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah.
Supergirl is always done that, and it's kind of been okay, because that's Supergirl's thing. But this time they just went a little bit too far, I guess. Like, I'll give a fake example of like what happens. Like, let's say like someone shows up and then Supergirl beats the crap out of him, and then they like spend the whole episode, wow, he was so much more powerful, and you beat him. You showed him that you're really strong, Kara. Man, you're so much stronger than this other thing. It's like they did it over and over and over and over. Okay, we get it. Kara's super strong because she's a girl. Like,
so basically what you're saying is you don't support the all-women screening of Wonder Woman.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh yeah, there was another controversy that we could have talked about.
I don't even know about that one. What's that one about?
The Alamo in Dallas or Austin, somewhere down there, is doing an all-women screening of Wonder Woman. And
it sold out in like an hour.
A lot of people are like freaking out about how it's like discriminatory against men and all this other nonsense.
Huh. All right.
I'm like, this is stupid. Like, let them enjoy their thing.
Well, Ryan, clearly you know all about it because you led that charge.
Totally. Yeah. So I hope I'm okay saying this on the podcast. If not, I'll edit it out. But like, just the circle jerk was very, very strong in that finale of Supergirl. So, but involving girls, so I don't even know what the equivalent would be. So
I can't say it.
Even my girlfriend was groaning the entire time. So let me use that as a air quote excuse there. It was just like, oh my gosh, just freaking get on with the story and stop talking about how awesome and special Kara is the whole time. But anyways, so CW shows, blah, but a bunch of other finales going on, which is good. The new season of Archer, I'm getting further into it. I'm still a few weeks behind, but I'm actually surprised on how good it is.
Oh yeah, I know you were kind of worried about that at first.
Yeah, I mean, just like I mentioned earlier, like I just don't know how much I like them just kind of stopping the timeline, quote unquote, and the characters we know just to kind of do a side story involving the same but not same characters in a 1940s noir setting. But they've really knocked it out of the park. I've really been enjoying the story and the comedy of this season. So
Well, good. I love when stuff like that kind of comes together, when they take a big risk, but then you realize, oh, well, they took this risk because they knew it wasn't really a risk. They knew what they were doing.
Well, it's also weird because they've done it before with the Archer Vice, and I hated that season. It was by far the worst season of Archer. So it's kind of the same thing where they just decided to kind of take a break from the normal Archer, and they went to Miami to become cocaine dealers for a season. And so it was in the show was literally called Archer Vice, and so. And then it was a terrible season. Then the next season they went back to form, and it was great again. And then they went to this season. I was like, oh, but no, it's this one's turned out great. So I'm very happy with it so far.
Oh, good.
And just finally, I know we've mentioned it before, but Injustice didn't really come out on PC, so I don't really enjoy the game enough to buy it full price on consoles, and so I'm really only interested in the story, and so I began just to watch a YouTube.
I was like, where's he going with this? We already said what we're playing. I love that a new video game is what you're watching. That's so great.
I really suck at fighting games, and as much as I enjoy the NetherRealm campaigns, I'm just gonna enjoy the story on YouTube this time around, because I've bought all the games new when they came out, and it was just like, why did I spend $60 on this? So I'm really interested in the story, and I've read all the Injustice comics, so I'm heavily invested into the story. And so when the next chapter comes out, I just kind of want to know what happens. So I'm about an hour or so into it on YouTube. So
how is it like just watching all the cutscenes?
It's perfectly fine because, I mean,
you're not really missing like the fights, because all the fights are just the same type of fights.
Yeah, and the way this one's edited, it's actually edited by IGN. It goes into the fight, and then right as the fight's about to happen, it just does a fade into the very end of the fight, and the dialogue continues. And you could tell, yep, this character beat up that character, and continue. Yeah,
wow. It's actually I watched some of it myself during work last week, and it's actually pretty good. Like, I feel like I'm watching, like an animated DC show, and it's pretty solid.
That's exactly what I'm treating. It's just a CG, another DC animated release, in my opinion, kind of right now, is what it seems like. So
I wish I could see more of the fight, because it kind of like has that like fade in to like fade to black, fade back type weird thing, and I was like it feels like they're censoring the violence, which is weird. But I've been liking it a lot.
Huh, so maybe I'll go that route then.
But yeah, I'll let you know what I think of the story. I was a big fan of the first game. The comics, not so much. But yeah, hopefully this one's story lives up to the first games.
Cool.
All right. Well, anyone there? If I could talk right. I am on a roll tonight. This is my night. I'm so ready for the work week to begin again.
Oh yeah, right.
Does anyone else have anything they'd like to add before we go ahead and wrap up?
No, I don't think so.
All right. Well, thank you once again, everyone, for joining us for this special sneak peek at an episode of.
Sorry, I meant to say, since you guys did it, those who haven't yet and have seen all of Breaking Bad or don't care about spoilers should go check out the spoiler cast that you guys did.
Oh yeah,
midweek last week as our little special random bonus episode.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, and let us know what you think, because maybe we could do that for other shows and movies and stuff if you like it.
Yeah, when Trent catches up on Gotham, we could do a Gotham one.
Go hold your breath.
All right. Well, thanks everyone for joining us. Be sure to reach out to us on social media and all that good stuff. Post a YouTube comment, send us an email. We'd like to hear from you and talk about what you guys want to hear about. So,
Oh,
but-
really quick, I want to give a shout out to an old friend of mine, Johnny Aprilli. He messaged me on Facebook today and said that he started listening to the show and he's really enjoying it.
well, good.
So thank you,
Nice.
thank you, Johnny. I hope you make it this far and you hear this.
Is this episode 25? I think.
Yes.
Yeah, 25. We're on a roll. All right. Any more interruptions, guys, before I continue our outro?
No, I was just quoting.
Well,
Short Circuit
if I
2.
warned you ahead of time, it'd be an interruption. So
It's true. It's true. Oh, one more thing. I got my own interruption. Interrupting myself.
This is like the ending to the Return of the King.
yeah, it's like oh.
No, I played that Star Wars Imperial Assault board game, and I freaking loved it. I loved it so much. I had so much fun.
Did you get through an entire campaign?
No, just the first mission.
Okay.
One. We did the tutorial and then the first actual missions.
Nice.
So there's a dozen or two missions in the campaign.
Yeah.
That's before we get to the expansions. So
Oh, well, since we're bringing up board games, I would like to. I, the other day, played Don't Wake Daddy with my godson, and their Don't Wake Daddy game is broken, so Daddy always wakes up after like 2 or 3 presses of the clock. So that was very interesting, and we had to fake pressing the clock button multiple times just so we can end the game, because otherwise it would have never ended.
Oh.
man, you
But I
really
love
love your
Don't Wake
90s
Daddy.
nostalgia.
I have my own copy of Don't Wake Daddy, and it is fully functional. And I love that game because it's the most ridiculous concept probably in any board game I could think of right now.
I don't think I ever actually played it. Just the commercials are forever etched into my brain.
Basically, you're trying to sneak your kids to get out of bed, and you're trying to sneak to the fridge without waking Daddy, and you make noises. Like there's different things you could like run into the cat or like knock a pot over, and then it tells you how many times you have to press Daddy's alarm clock, and it's supposed to randomly wake him up. Every time it's a different number, but there's the one they have. It was a brand new copy, by the way, right out of the box. If you press it like 2 or 3 times, it wakes Daddy up. So I'm so happy we're ending this podcast with Don't Wake Daddy.
I don't know how I feel about this.
Stay tuned next week until we go into depth of our Mr. Bucket gameplay
No, we're gonna do a full podcast talking about Bop It.
and Mousetrap.
No, we're just gonna build Mousetrap. That's gonna be the whole podcast. We're not gonna say anything. You just
It's
listen.
gonna take us like
sound.
5 hours to get through that because it's impossible to build.
My sisters and I used to just build it, like have it run, do its thing like twice, and then we'd put it away. We never actually played it.
Okay, now this is officially the end of Return of the King. We need to the end.
But why did Frodo have to leave?
It's symbolism for him dying. And dead air. Okay.
Oh, I wanted you to end it there.
They just should have pushed him into the lava. It's fine.
All right. Well, reach out to us on all the fun internet stuffs, and we'll talk about it.
Yes, just like
Like
Johnny Aprilli did.
Yes.
So,
You like Johnny.
and thank you for 25 great episodes. Great again with my air quotes, and just we'll see you next week.
Bye.
See ya.